Good morning and welcome to the Marshal training for the Stellenbosch Cycle Tour 2019. So over the next couple of minutes we're just going to take you through a couple of objectives of Marshals, do's and don'ts, and just the various requirements that we do expect from Marshals with regards to the effective management on event day. So just as far as the actual event is concerned, just some specifics and an event overview. It is taking place on Sunday the 20th of January 2019. The venue is at Valdevie. We are expecting plus minus about 3,500 to 4,000 entrants. The actual start time for the event is 6:15 in the morning. The last starters leave the start chutes by 7:45. And then the first finishers start coming in just before 9 o'clock, so that's very tight. And then the last sort of finishers come in closer to sort of 1:30. So if you are involved in the event from a marshalling perspective, it is a new venue, the timings are tight, so please just really take care of the instructions that you are given and just familiarize yourself with what exactly is required. With regards to other planning aspects, if you are driving to the event as well, please really just take note of the timings, the expected timings, and to make sure that you've got enough time to get there on the specific time that you need to be there. So there are various road closures in place, and obviously Valdevie being outlying does take some time to actually get into the estate itself. Okay, in terms of the actual Marshal profile, just some specifics around this as to what we expect. Marshals need to be 18 years and older. That is a legal requirement. That must be fit enough to be able to stand for long periods of time. And when I say long periods of time, I'm talking about sort of 6 to 8 hours that you're going to need to be on your feet. They need to be in good health as well. So if you are feeling sick and if you are feeling faint or you have any medical ailments that don't allow you to be able to stand for a length of time, please, you need to indicate so, and we'll look for a position that would probably suit that. Marshals also need to be able to communicate effectively. So when we are dealing with various aspects of the event management, and we're dealing with a crash or we're dealing with information that needs to come through to the actual operation center, we need you to be able to communicate clearly so we understand exactly what the nature of the problem is, and obviously be able to help out based on that information. They must also be able to follow general instructions. So, basic instructions that are given by the VOC. It's not too complicated, but Marshals need to be able to follow those instructions and understand exactly what those instructions mean. As far as the safety of participants and the spectators are concerned, Marshals, this is your primary objective, is to make sure that the participants are safe and understand what is going on and the rules and the regulations. And then also from a spectator point of view as well, just to keep your eye on spectators and making sure that spectators are safe. So this is paramount sort of importance to the actual role of Marshals. You're also a route indicator for the riders, and this is something that you mustn't forget, is that while you are on the actual route, you are indicating to riders exactly where they go and where they shouldn't be going, and you're controlling that element. So it's vitally important that you familiarize yourself with the responsibilities around that actual route indication. Coming back to spectators, you're also there to control spectators as well, because some areas spectators might be overflowing or they might get overexcited. So please, you are there for spectator control as well. And then I think lastly, and for me the most important aspect of your responsibility is that you as a Marshal are bringing the vibe and you're bringing the gees to the actual event. So many people come down and they attend these events, and there are so many comments post the race about how Marshals were helpful or had a big smile for somebody when they were really sort of in the doldrums in the latter part of the races, and really helped them through those stages. So you do have a profound effect on the actual race, and you are the face of the race. So please just make sure that when you come down, you understand your responsibilities. You're also there to enjoy yourself and have a good time, and to make sure that you personify that as well, and to make sure that the people that you're engaging with have a friendly engagement with you, and therefore a very friendly engagement and a good all-round feeling from the event. So please bring the hearse and please bring the vibe. In terms of the race day itself, there's a couple of must-haves that are required from you as a marshal. And the first one, and the primary one, is your wrist accreditation. So this will have your VOC number displayed on it. That VOC number is vitally important for any emergency situations or any information that might need to be relayed from you to the venue operations center management. So your accreditation with that VOC number on is an absolute must on race day. Also, please look to wear neutral clothing, and an event t-shirt will be supplied to you. Sort of bright colors and all that is not really acceptable. Please try and keep the clothing as neutral as possible. Obviously, you're going to be standing the whole day, so comfortable shoes are also a prerequisite. So as mentioned, you're going to be standing for long periods of time. Make sure your shoes are comfortable. Please also be prepared for all types of weather. We live in the Western Cape, so it could be raining in the morning, it could be 30 degrees an hour later, the wind could be blowing. So make sure that you're prepared for all types of weather. You have sunblock, you have a warm top that is available. You potentially have a hat or cap to keep your face out of the sun. You'll also be required to have an emergency pamphlet, which really speaks to the procedure that you need to follow in case of an emergency. This will be given to you prior to race day, and should you be dealing with a situation, you'll be able to refer to this pamphlet as to what is expected from you in terms of protocol and procedure. One of the most important things as well, which we sometimes tend to miss, is the fact that we go out with a half-charged cell phone. Please make sure that your cell phones are charged. If your cell phone is not charged, we are unable to communicate with you, and vice versa. So please make sure that your cell phone is charged. And then lastly, just water and snacks. You're out there for a long time. Please make sure that you stay hydrated, that you're feeling fresh, and then obviously from a nutritional point of view, that you've got enough snacks to keep you going throughout the course of the day. Okay, now moving forward into our bigger expectations from marshals, and really what we've come up together with Rotary is just a really clever term that helps you sort of really sum up as to what you need to be doing on the actual day and what you need to be aware of, and really just from a management perspective, what you need to be implementing. So the term that we've come up with is it's called WAS, W-A-S, and really what this stands for is the following words. So the W stands for watch. So watch all areas and activities for potential hazards. So when you're standing there, don't just focus on your specific area. Keep your eyes open, keep an idea of what is going on around you, what is unfamiliar, what is familiar, and watch in order to act accordingly if you are facing any potential hazards. The second one, I've just mentioned it now, in fact, the A stands for act. So basically, if you've watched, you've now seen something, now it's time to act, and the act is to remedy or report any dangers that are concerned with the situation. Once again, in terms of what is required from you to act, is just have a look at the number on your wrist accreditation, which is a VOC number, and phone that number. That must be your primary sort of act that you need to implement. And then lastly, the S stands for safety. So safety always first. Safety for the riders, safety for spectators, safety for yourself as well. Please just be aware that when you are standing behind cones, the cones don't necessarily protect you from a vehicle coming through or from cyclists. You know, it's not a barrier. So please just be aware of safety at all times. And if something does seem amiss, then just to obviously react accordingly. Okay, so just to go over that again, the term is WAS, and it's watch, act, and safety. Please just remember that going forward. In terms of the online event portal, this is a new sort of innovation to the respective events that are involved with the Cape Town Cycle Tour Trust. And it's quite a fantastic innovation in the fact that it is able to give you a lot of information that pertains to what is expected of you come race day. So the first thing that we require the marshals to do is that you have to go online and you have to go and register. Fill in your details, indicate that you are a marshal, indicate who your sector manager is, fill in your in case of emergency details, fill in some basic medical information, and that completes the registration process. You are only able to work on any of our events once you have completed this registration process. Once you've gone through the registration process, you will then be required to watch a video or two or a series of videos that really just pertain to what is expected of you, safety requirements, and any other vital information that pertains to the effective management and the safety management of our events. You're also indicated to acknowledge the watching of these videos once you have finished completing watching them, as well as you can download the PDF documents that pertain to that particular planning. Once you have registered, the only way we know who you are is because you are given a unique identification number, which then comes onto your high-vis vest. As far as flag management is concerned on the actual day of the event, you know, a lot of you will be handling flags, a lot of you will be handling whistles, a lot of you will be handling flags, whistles simultaneously. And it's also, once again, very important that, that your flag management and your whistle management is effective. So, you know, as far as the flag management is concerned, just remember that with a flag, cyclists cannot hear you. And 9 times out of 10, they're looking down and they're riding as fast as possible. So just remember that, you know, as far as the flag management is concerned, they can't hear you, but if you've got a whistle, you're able to blow that simultaneously as you're doing your flag management. One of the things to remember is do not stand in the road, stand on the shoulder of the road, okay, because cyclists are moving at a quick speed, and as mentioned, they don't necessarily look up. Please also make sure that the road is clear of traffic. Hold flag in the direction that the riders are going. So this is obviously of paramount importance, that you actually hold the flag in the direction that the cyclists are traveling. If you want to wave the flag, wave at above waist level and pause in the direction riders will go. So there is a video that will indicate this. Please just familiarize yourself with this. And then lastly, I think, you know, as far as flags concerned, just remember you're not at the Grand Prix, and you know, we do need to have certain protocols involved with flag management. So once again, just familiarize yourself with the video on screen. How to use a flag. If there's a traffic or incident in the path of oncoming cyclists, hold the flag above your head, move from side to side to show riders which way to go. This is also indicated in the video. Please, I know it's a long day, and you know, holding it down here is not really going to work. You've got to make it really visible, and hold it up high so they can see exactly what is going on. Use your whistle in conjunction with this to obviously indicate to cyclists that you are there, because as we mentioned, they might not necessarily see you. So blow your whistle loud and clear. Blowing it softly is not going to work. You need to blow it loud and clear. Okay, in case of emergency, we have a couple of things that we require you to do. And I think the first one I'd like to really cover is just to let you know that we have a VOC that's involved with the race management. The VOC stands for Venue Operations Center. This is where all the race control is activated from. We have medical sitting there, we have emergency disaster, we have SAPS, we have metro, we have traffic. And really, this is the nerve center as to how the race is managed. So this Venue Operations Center is your primary communications point if you are dealing with anything on the route as a marshal. So the first thing you do is you look at the number on your wristband, you phone the Venue Operations Center, and we are then able to activate any particular service pertaining to the nature of your emergency. In case of emergency, the following things I would like you to do, please. Stay calm. Number one, inform the VOC immediately. The contact number is on your accreditation wristband. Inform your supervisor, your sector manager or refreshment station manager immediately as to what your concern is. If it's a medical incident, stay with the injured person. Please also just remember exactly what protocol is required in the nature of the incident and behave according to that protocol management. Help and follow the instructions of evacuation personnel and security or ambulances or bike marshals that arrive there. Okay, so please really just take note of those points in terms of what is required for you to do in case of emergency. We have a few things that we would like you to not do in case of emergency, and it's also imperative that you listen to these following points. Do not speak to the media. Never speak off record. Refer all questions for the media to the media officer. Do not make any statements to the public or participants. Do not phone ambulance response services, SAPs, or the fire department. Please phone the VOC. We have all of them sitting with us. Do not abandon your post unless instructed by the VOC. Do not make any posts on social media. Do not take any photos of the emergency scene. Do not speculate, guess, or provide your own answers to a particular scenario. Do not impart second-hand information. That's because we don't want anything going out into the public domain that we are not in control of, as opposed to the management of an emergency scene. So please just be aware of things not to do. On your screen right now is the emergency numbers for the VOC as well. So please take this down, put it into your phone. It's obviously a vital number in case of emergency that you need to report in. Also, just be aware of your location. So if you are phoning in to report an incident, you are able to describe on the phone exactly where your location is, so we can effectively manage the situation based on your coordinates. Thank you.